家好，我是路易。今天我要带你们去一个超特别的地方，是全世界最小的国家，没有学校，没有超市，没有医院，这样也没有人可以在那边出生，到底怎么可能？更特别的是，这个国家在意大利罗马里面，一起去看看吧。C'est parti！ 我们快到了，就是在前面而已。
Oh my god， 这是什么？也太壮观了！
哦，厉害！那边都是不一样的国家。
我们可以散步到一个国家，
对，
好奇怪的感觉哦。可是这个国家就等于它没有飞机场，
没有，很多东西都没有。
天哪，也太酷了吧！我觉得有点难想象，因为这感觉很像是这个国家的 entrance。可是你知道，在其他国家没有 entrance。这里的官方语言是什么？啊，
这里有很多，但是最重要的是 Latin。
他们会说拉丁吗
？In Vatican is still the official language, and then you also have Italian and French. I saw online that apparently there is an ATM in Latin, the only one in the whole world.
But
I
do
don't know.
they have
I have to
school
find
to
it.
teach people because
They don't have school here. Are you ready, guys? Now it's time to pass the border from Italy here to Vatican. 3, 2, 1.
Go to Italy. Go to Vatican. Go to Italy.
I'm in Italy and Vatican at the same time.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so it's really strange because you really have like kind of an entrance to go into the country.
Okay.
哇，我们在国外的。大家欢迎来到 Vatican 全世界最小的国家。So this country is about 0.44 square kilometer. It's really tiny, really small.
是比盐城区还小吗？
Yeah, it's smaller than. Basically, if you don't have any building from the top to the bottom, you can walk about like 15 minutes.
那这里住多少人
Here there are only.
They're calling you.
Yeah, it's time to pray, guys. Is the Pope calling me? Here you just have about 800 to 830 people living here. Yeah, it's so few. It sounds really few, but compared to the size of the country, it's actually one of the countries with the highest density of population in the world. But funny fact, actually no one can be born in Vatican.
Why? Then how people come from?
This up here is no, it's because in Vatican you don't have a hospital. If you don't have a hospital, unless there is some miracles every day, you cannot be born like that.
How do you become a citizen? To apply for visa?
Yeah, yeah. You go to the embassy, you just ask, hey. Basically, you have to do specific jobs if you want to be a resident of Vatican and get the Vatican passport.
Okay.
It's only given to people working in a church or to members of the Swiss Guard, the army of the Vatican. They are the ones who are protecting the country.
There's an army here?
Yes, there is an army. You cannot see them here. I don't know where they are, but they are wearing a very special uniform, super traditional.
I saw it.
Yeah.
I saw one there.
Very colorful, like super cute.
Super cute. You say
yeah, it's really cute. So either you'll be working for the church or working as a guard to be able to have the passport or to be living here in the Vatican. Else, if you are called a foreign worker, like you're doing some other type of job for Vatican, you're not allowed to live in the country.
You cannot live in here?
Yeah, so every day you have to commute from Italy to Vatican. So they always have two nationalities because like I say, there is no hospital. There is only one pharmacy here. Basically, that's the only thing about medicines you can find. And the fun fact, they have some medicines that are not allowed in Italy. So some people, they will come to that pharmacy just to get some those specific medicines. Yeah, sneaky. En place ici, c'est la place Saint-Pierre, avec en face la basilique Saint-Pierre, qui est vraiment le bâtiment iconique du Vatican. With its dome designed by Michelangelo. And this building is apparently the office of the Pope. On the top window, second from the right. God, it's huge! Last time I came here was 12 years ago. I had no memory of how huge it was. It's so beautiful, so impressive. It's so crazy that in the smallest country in the world you have the biggest church in the world. The whole place is a piece of art. It took in total about 120 years to finish building this church. It was finished in 1626, 21,000 square meters, and it's said to be able to accommodate 20,000 people inside. It's insane. And the name of St. Peter's Basilica is not only to pay tribute to the martyr St. Peter, who died in 64 AD, it actually was built on the tomb of St. Peter. I don't know if you remember from the Rome video, you can see that the porch of the Pantheon is quite empty. This is because they removed all the bronze to create the huge bronze canopy that you see under the dome in the St. Peter's Basilica. This one was designed by Bernini, another iconic architect from the Renaissance period. Another interesting fact about the St. Peter's Basilica is that even if the Pope is hosting most of the biggest ceremonies here, the official seat of the Pope actually is another basilica also located in Rome called San Giovanni in Laterano. It's a bit less impressive, so it's often overshadowed by this basilica.
So who is the leader of this country?
They actually have two leaders for this country. The top one is the Pope Francis, who is the leader of the church but also a leader for the whole country. And then on the other side, for really only the political aspect, you have a president, Fernando Verges, who is from Spain originally, while the Pope is from Argentina. So you see like everyone in Vatican have two nationalities.
So what's the people's salary here?
The salary data is actually really hard to find in Vatican because those jobs are also really specific, you know, from the guards or the priests, you don't have a lot of data about the salaries. Found online some averages around 3,000 euro per month. So that's about Yuan, Yuan Taibi. The good thing is that with this salary you don't have any taxes. They don't have income tax. They also don't have a customs tax.
Oh my god,
so
it's duty free.
Yeah, it's duty free everywhere.
Let's go shopping. But they don't have a shop.
Here they don't have any shop. There are 2 coffee shops and 1 restaurant that have like the worst reviews ever.
They only have one restaurant?
1 restaurant. And the only restaurant has 1.4 out of 5 stars on Google. It's really bad.
Why here is so small?
Okay, that's a really historical question. Like, it's basically since the year 1870. Before that, at that time, there were still some like religious states. So Vatican was actually bigger than this before. It was an État pontifical led by the Pope, just like now. So Rome was part of that. The northern Italians didn't like that, and the Piedmontese army, they attacked Rome to take back Rome, and they took everything back except here because the Pope didn't accept to surrender. It stayed stuck like this, and it's only in 1929 that the Italian government recognized that Vatican is a whole country. This tiny rest of the Vatican states has become an official country recognized by the UN, everything. Now let's go check out 2 other major attractions from the Vatican Museum and the Sixtine Chapel. This side is Vatican, this side is Italy.
We are in a long-distance relationship.
Oh no! You're from another country.
Yeah. Oh, we cannot touch.
Okay, so if you go to Vatican, the thing you must do is to visit the Vatican Museum right behind me, joined with the Sixtine Chapel, an iconic chapel made by Michelangelo. Yeah, not this museum, this chapel, the Sixtine Chapel, and also the huge church that we saw at the beginning. So to go to this museum, you actually have to go out of the Vatican and go all along to enter from the north part. That's the only way to enter the museum. You cannot go through from the church area. The whole first part of the museum is more focused on Egyptian era.
I am super obsessed with Egyptian culture.
We switched to the Roman era right now. Oh my god, 天哪，大家，这里真的有 feel. I don't know if anyone played Assassin's Creed 2 before, but really feel like you're in the game in here. It's amazing. Okay, that gets ready. We're almost in the Sixtine Chapel. It's over there. No. It's not there.
Oh my god, this is more crazy than my side.
Yeah, this one is amazing. C'est la galerie des cartes géographiques, c'est absolument magnifique. C'est toutes des cartes qui ont été faites il y a 500 ans et qui se représentent différentes parties d'Italie. J'ai toujours adoré les cartes, je trouve ça vraiment passionnant. J'aimerais tellement en avoir une comme ça, oh mon dieu. Il y a 20 cartes de chaque côté, en total de 40 cartes. Ada is so shocked, she has goosebumps.
Yeah, I never see something like that, so it was, oh my god, overwhelming.
Little fact about Vatican, guys. They have firemen. It's the only fireman in Vatican. Finally arriving to the Sixtine Chapel, and guys, I have bad news. It's forbidden to take photos inside. There is a huge Japanese TV channel that invested 4 million euros to renovate it in exchange to get the copyrights. So you basically can't take photos here. s'appelle 16, c'était vraiment très très beau. Un petit peu sombre quand même j'ai trouvé par rapport aux autres salles, mais magnifique. If you want a full access to the gardens behind the church and the chapel, you need a specific guide that can take you over there. It's not open to the public. It's really insane how they've been able to maintain all those buildings so pretty for several centuries. Something that changed a lot also compared to now is the patience that they had when they were building things before. Lots of those buildings, they took about a century to be built, you know, and nowadays our buildings, they take what, maximum 10 years? It took several generations before to achieve building like this. I really recommend people to come here. And the Vatican Museum is also really nice to discover more about the history of Egyptian and Roman Empire. And I recommend you to take a guide or an audio guide because there are like way too many things. I cannot explain like 1% of all this in the video. It's just like so rich in culture, so rich in information. Audio guide is good. It's only €8 and you already get a very good like overview of all the main sculptures.
但是如果你要更好的话，真的就是请一个 guide.
Yeah. Also for girls, a little detail, but you cannot expose your shoulders. The good thing is like for free, they will just come to you and they will give you this, so you wear that on your shoulders like that.
就最后一间房间而已啦，其他。
Yeah. All the rest is fine, but just for the chapel, the 16 chapel, you need to wear this.
可是我现在好饿，然后你说唯一的一间 restaurant， 它在 museum 里面。
很烂，对啊，这在 museum 的后面。This is so crazy. The only restaurant you have to pay a ticket to the museum to be able to reach it.
天哪，那这样我们要去别的国家吃饭？
对，我们要旅行哎，这好累啊，感觉好累，可能走50步还是什么？哦，不行，我不行。好了，大家，我们带你们去意大利吃饭 ，Let's go。拍得很接近好不好？我们去2个国家在同一天。这么有心，你们订阅一下好了，谢谢，订阅。哇，好了，我们刚到意大利了，好累哦，走好久，天哪！
走多久？30秒，
几乎30秒哎 ！Oh my god! Now it's time for fun with flags with Louis de Blanc. The Vatican flag is square.
Wow!
Actually, some of the ones we see don't seem to be square, but its official size is square.
I hate this, but it's so interesting.
Interesting, right? I love flags, guys.
So today we don't have pasta and pizza.
No, we finally found something else. This restaurant is Peschi Fritti, specialized in seafood. Okay, our starter is here a raw shrimp. Presentation is really pretty, I have to say. Love colors, love sauce, it's really nice.
生的虾子。
好good you的感觉，有点酸甜。And then with that we have some veal. It's a bit dry, but with the sauce, it's quite nice. The anchovy mayonnaise. That's why it's a bit like swan xian, also the sauce. Really nice. Add that to a huge octopus like this with roasted carrots. And hummus with squid. First time I tried this like this. Really good. Yeah, very matching well. It's huge. So this is their jiao pai, is the seafood stew. And mine is an amazing risotto. Beetroot and gorgonzola. Huge squid and some corn also. Wow. Mind blown. First time I have a risotto of this taste. You can really feel the cheesy taste of the gorgonzola, but at the same time you have some sweetness coming from the beetroot, like...
你的真的很好吃
Really good.
我刚刚偷吃了一口，我觉得 Oh my god， 从来没吃过这个味道。
It looks so tender also. This is the best risotto I ever had.
这很夸张，里面有虾子、蛤蜊、九孔，还有鱼。
这个是1000块台币，对，1000、1100、1200，那个汤哎。
很咸，汤不能直接喝。
Oh my god， 好饱！意大利人怎么可以吃那么多？好了，所以这个 Vatican 的影片已经结束了。I hope you enjoyed discovering with me this country that is very little but has a huge history. I myself learned a lot of things during my researches about this country, and I was really happy to share that with you guys. 当然，如果你们喜欢这支影片，别忘了给我一个赞和订阅我的频道。Salut!